DRVPNKCostumes.com and let
Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing tonight on this fine Sunday evening? Welcome to Football Miami TV. I am Peter Brown, and I'm flying solo today. So it's just you and me doing this thing tonight, hanging out, talking Inter Miami, and whatever else is on your mind. So we should have some fun tonight. Jump in the chat, and let's get busy and say hi and check in, and let's get discussing some Inter Miami soccer or South Florida soccer or whatever it is. Hang on. I am trying to do something over here so I can see. There we go. Yeah, all right. I just wanted to make sure. Was checking on the YouTubes. Make sure if I could see anybody that checked in early, but it looks like everybody's popping in right now, and so that's good. Hello, everybody. So Ed is unavailable today. So he's doing something with the family, and so I think he's on the road actually right now driving. So it's just you and me. So tonight's show may be a little short, but And thank you, One World. One Gold says we didn't tweet the link, so she did. Thank you very much. Ed is our social media guru. And so, like I said, he's apparently, busy with the family today. So, he is his social media job, didn't happen. But thank you, One World, One Goal. Anyways, tonight's show may be a little shorter because, when I'm by myself, I tend to run out of steam. Yes, I talk a lot. And Ed likes to give me a hard time about that. But it's because I get to play off of him, right? So, we'll do it as long as we can or as long as we want. And then we will move on. So, before we get too far along, let's say a big thank you to our sponsor, and that is Caneswear. Caneswear is located in Davie, Florida, off of 595 on University, just off of 595, a little bit south of 595 on University. Great place to go to get all your Inter Miami gear, best prices in town. And if you're a Miami Hurricane fan, good place, obviously, to get your Hurricane stuff. Your Dolphins, Marlins, Panthers, whatever you want, they got it. So that's where we shop, and that's where you should shop as well. And, go in there, mention Football Miami TV. You'll get a discount. If you can't, if it's too far, just, go online and type in FMTV 10, and you'll get 10% off. Any orders over $99 do ship for free. That's just a site-wide thing. And so take advantage. Thank you, Caneswear. You want to support us? Support them. So, yeah, it's weird, doing the show and, season's still going on, but we know it's coming to an end. And there was no games. So started thinking about, there's lots of rumors swirling around. And partially because one of those rumored people was in town. Messi was in town to play for Argentina at Hard Rock Stadium against Honduras, I think it was. And from what I heard, I did not go to the game. From what I heard, it was like over 60-something thousand, close to a sellout, if not a sellout. Great crowd. And that crowd is there to see Messi. Yes, and Dolphins were looking good this weekend. Hard Rock Stadium was busy because didn't they also have, I believe, a Hurricanes game there on Saturday? So busy weekend. So I wanted to talk about, when we think about Messi and we think about the Barcelona. Here, look, I even have my scarf ready to go. I've got my Inter Miami Barcelona scarf. I'm all ready to go. Barcelona on this side, ready to go. So when Barcelona was in town, we know that Jorge Mas became very infatuated with what he saw. And we had heard word that he had his sights on 2 players, and now there's some more rumors on said 2 players, and or at least on 2 players. There's a couple more at least one more that is being talked about as well. So let's talk about that tonight. Let's talk about are they too old? Is that really what we want to go after? So everybody get active in the chat, and I was trying to stall to see if anybody else pops in the chat. So it looks like some people did. And so let's say hello to the first one in the chat. B King was in, and he's happy that the Dolphins won. One world, one goal is always here. Chris Menendez, hello. And scroll down a little bit. I agree with what B King says. MLS needs to add more games to the season. Yeah, it feels short, right? I mean, especially when you're at the end. No, we already said Chris Menendez, but he's here. He's 3 more games left. Yeah, but I'm looking at like 2 more games, right? Because there's only 2 games I can go to, right? So Toronto, Orlando, and then what's the last game? Montreal, I think. Guyver's here as well. What up? And everybody's favorite photographer, Chris Arjun, is here as well. So if you jump in late, say hi. Oh, I'm not sure if I mentioned Jose Velasquez, but he's here as well. And Jose's right on topic. Busquets could come next year in the summer. Forbes I was reporting that. Reputable, right? Forbes, that's reputable. Forbes was reporting that it's basically a done deal. So, let me make these larger just so I can see it now. So let me just go through this real quick. Sergio Busquets, defensive mid, right? Playing in the midfield. So that means if we bring him in, think about this. Who are you going to sit? So he's going to play next to Gregory, I assume, and you sit Mata. But he will be 35 in July. So by the time he's ready to come play for us in the summer, he'll be 35 years old. 35. All right. He's I don't know. So another rumored player that I see popping up from time to time is Gerard Piqué, center back. So we could use defense, but he will be 36 in February of next year. He'll be 36. Another name that pops up from time to time. It kind of was hot at one point and then cooled off, but I've heard it again recently, is Jordi Alba. He will be 34 in March. 34. And then, of course, everybody wants Messi. And I don't think he would be ready to come this soon, but, no, he would. His contract is over right in the summer with Paris Saint-Germain, although there's tons of rumors he's going to go back to Barcelona and all that kind of stuff. You guys may actually know more about that than I do. But he would be 36 in June. I think he's the obvious exception. You don't care if he's 40. You still want him on your team. Higuain. If Higuain stays, if for whatever reason he decides to renew, and we've talked about it here, the only way you bring him back is at a TAM level player. You cannot pay Higuain as a DP next year. I just don't think so. Even though he's done well this year, but this is what he was supposed to originally do. Let's not get too excited about Higuain. He was supposed to be doing this last year, and he didn't. I know there's other extenuating factors. He didn't have a midfielder to pull the trigger. The team wasn't put together well, but his attitude sucked, so that didn't help either. But anyways, he will be 35 in December. So this year, he'll be 35 in December this year. So that means next season, he would be 35. And I was thinking about maybe somebody can look at the Google machine. I was just curious and I was going to Google this stat before the show, but I didn't get a chance. What is the average age for designated players in MLS? Some of these players would be designated players. We can all argue if Busquets comes, should he be a designated player? Probably wants designated player money, but at that age, I don't want to pay him designated player. I want to pay him TAM. Messi obviously is. But you know, I'm not. So it's funny is I have this argument a lot. Me, Ed, and our friend Julio have this argument a lot. Julio, some of you guys may know him. He's the founder of Southern Legion. He loves the old guys. Loves the old guys. I tease him all the time about it. It's because he can relate to them. He's old. And his argument is, hey, they could still play. They're still playing at a high level. But they're also playing at a high level at a club that they're surrounded by the world's best players. You take that high-level player at an older age, you drop him into Inter Miami, he's not surrounded by the world-class players anymore. Not even world-class MLS level players. I mean, we've got some mediocre players and some decent ones, but we got a handful of mediocre players. And that older, magnificent player is not so magnificent anymore. One world, one goal. Agrees with Julio. She loves the old guys. One world. I don't know if it's for the same reasons that I like to say about Julio. He likes him because he's old. Chris Menendez is saying something about Matuidi and Pizarro will be out of our books next year. Well, yes and no. Matuidi, yes. Pizarro still has another year on his contract. So they have to buy him out, which they can do. They could buy out one player per year. Pizarro's contract, last time I looked it up, goes on through next season. You could double check me on that. Contract expires. Well, no, maybe I'm wrong. Here, I just found something that says Pizarro, CF Mont. It's since turned into contract expires just on loan. I don't know. You guys, the last time I looked it up, the way I read it was he had one more year on our books. But either way, we can get out of it. His Mexico contract expires December 31st, 2022. But like I said, I looked this up once before, and memory serves, we have one more year with him. But again, we could buy out one contract. And they would have to do that. So we need to, because we have to bring back Pozuelo, right? You guys all agree. Pozuelo has earned a contract. We know he likes Miami. His girlfriend's from Miami. I think he wants to stay here. I think he's happy. And you've got to bring him back, and that's going to be a DP. Chris Arjun says, no to Busquets. No more over 34s, please. We're in the same boat, Chris. I agree with you. So I look at it like, all these older players, that's MLS 1.0. That's when, we had our Carlos Valderramas, Marco Echeverris. We had some older players that made an impact. But I feel like we've moved beyond it. Yes, they still do bring in some older players. Over in LA, they've got, some older guys. Toronto didn't you bring in? Isn't one their defender? I think he's pretty old. So yes, there are some older 30 plus, 34 plus years. One World did a little Googling here. This is from 2019, but still gives you a good idea. 62 DPs at 27.1 years age average. So 27. is the average age for DPs. We don't want to be the 30 plus. So I just don't want to be the MLS team of old. I am more excited. I would rather them take a chance on another young player, take a chance on another Pellegrini, for example. Maybe it didn't work out here. Pellegrini didn't work out here for whatever reason. But I'd rather take a chance on a player like that and get it wrong than just go with an old guy. Because at least there's a possibility of this player. If you did your job right, you know, you're hoping that your scouting job, you're hoping that you know, it's going to be a win, right? So you could look at the Pellegrini situation and say, bad team maybe, or bad scouting, what have you. One world, one goal wants Pozuelo. Chris Menendez says Pozuelo and Campana need to be back for sure. Campana is on loan, so the Wolves are going to want him back potentially. So would you give him the DP? I think he's probably going to require maybe a low DP or a high TAM, right? We also talked about with Campana, does he fit the under 22 initiative? So can we get him in under that, which then he doesn't count against our DPs or older DPs? So, you know, does he count in for the U22 initiative? Technically, yes, he would because of the age. But my question is, does a loan count as your first contract? Because it has to be 22 on your first contract. So I would think a loan doesn't count as a real contract, right? So that's how I look at it. Sorry about drinking some coffee here. You guys in the pumpkin spice craze like I am? It's that time of year, pumpkin spice all the way. All right. You guys want to leave us some voicemails? I'd love to hear your voicemails. I know I've got at least one, so let's go listen to a voicemail.
It's time for your voicemail.
Hello?
All right, it doesn't want to play. All right, let me refresh my voicemail machine. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, so nothing's going to work tonight, huh? All right, let's go to the next voicemail. See if this works better. Pumpkin Spice would be the best Spice Girl. Absolutely would be the best Spice Girl. I'm having a problem here. I know we have two voicemails and I can't play them. Just does not want to play. I'm going to keep playing with it here. Let's see if it'll... Just one of those nights. Just one of those nights. I don't do well when things don't go right. I'm a very structured kind of person. Things don't go right, I tend to not like it. I mean, who does, right? All right, let's try a different browser. Let's see if it's a browser problem. All right, we're in the other browser. Let's see if that one will play. All right, guys. Looks like we might be... Oh, hang on a second. Oh, Ed's got jokes. He's in the chat. He says I should get Mrs. Brown on for a few. Winch. Uh-oh. Looks like someone's here to save the day. Looks like someone might be here to save the day. Ed, how are you doing, sir?
Downtown Peter Brown, how you doing, my fine feathered friend?
Good to see you in the car.
I'm in the car. I've got the whole family with me. Everybody say hello. Hola, hi, Peter Brown.
Hey, everybody.
Hi. There, hello. Good. My co-pilot right here. My mother-in-law. Yeah, now she's saying hello. Hello, everybody. Hello. So Peter, sorry, man. We kind of got behind schedule, and but I wanted to chime in real quick and tell you that we need to get Messi on board as soon as possible. And as far as Busquets, I'm not too fond of the guy as long as he's not a DP. I think we'll be good.
So yeah, but do you think we could get someone like Busquets for TAM?
I think if they make some arrangements with MLS's approval, you know how that goes. It could work out. But I got some coffee too, my friend.
Are they bending rules for Busquets? They'll bend the rules for Messi.
Well, if you think about it, man, they bent the rules. I mean, LAFC is
I don't know how that
highway robbery from hell. So that they're doing stuff behind the scenes is obvious, but probably with MLS's approval. That's why we got caught the first time. So you know how that goes. But I think if we can get Busquets, like I said, for TAM and below, we'll be good. So I read that somebody was writing that Campana and Pozuelo should come back. Campana is a DP. I agree with that one. I think he's got a lot of potential. Bring back Gonzalo Higuain as a what's it called, as a
TAM.
TAM? Yeah. How many TAMs can we get anyway?
I don't know. It's really about your budget. It's about the budget.
It's really about what MLS lets us get away with, I think.
Yeah. It's Esteban Mejia says, get him in a LAFC TAM deal.
Well, if they give us one of their TAM things, it should work out. So,
Are you currently driving, Ed?
No, I'm parked. I'm parked right now. We're in front of a CVS, but I saw you needed somebody to talk to you. I was actually going to call you, but I see you're having problems with the messages.
So. Yeah, the voicemail just isn't playing. I
hate when that happens. So, anyways, those are my thoughts. If we can get Messi for sure as a DP. If Higuain doesn't come back as a DP, I think we'll be good. We'll have an extra DP, so that would be Messi as a DP, Campana as a DP. We'll have an extra.
Yeah. So we want to be Barca Miami. So it goes back to remember when Marcelo Claure was trying to make a deal with Barcelona. We were going to possibly, the nickname was Barca Miami. So we're becoming Barca Miami, right?
Well, if Messi comes on board and we get Busquets, basically becoming Barcelona.
But then there's
Miami.
also...
And I got to add that Campana used to play for Barcelona of Ecuador.
There you go.
So
that counts.
Barcelona out.
That counts. And then I was reading somewhere that there's rumors about Piqué coming, but he's going to be 36. He's too old.
Well, Piqué, it's kind of convenient because I think Shakira is moving to Miami, so he could see his kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's another guy I wouldn't want as a DP, even though he might ask for that.
Yeah.
He's still good enough, I guess. I don't know. They could be divided between everybody.
Jordi Alba's name pops up from time to time.
Oh boy, I don't know about that guy. I think Busquets is a little bit better, but because he's still in the is Jordi Alba still a starter or no?
I don't know. I don't know if he's a starter or not. But these are just the names that I recently seen pop up. Armando is saying no Barcelona, Miami.
Well,
I say One World, One Goal says no Piqué. Exactly. We are Shakira fans. I mean, I don't know the Shakira Piqué beef. I know they are or were married. I don't know anything about. I think
they're separated. I think they're eventually going to get divorced.
I don't know.
That means if Piqué does come to play to Miami, he probably won't do the halftime show. I don't think so.
That's okay.
Unless maybe they get along better by then, and that'll bring a lot of people to the new stadium.
I don't think Shakir was really lining up or rushing to play at an MLS game anyways, unless it's the final. I think she's got her sights set a little higher. Like, she's sang in the World Cup, not at MLS. I mean, we're not exactly. Now we're driving. Now we're driving and doing the show.
We're actually pretty close. Yeah, we're pretty close to the. So you guys are going to see me to the house. So they're like, let's just move over to the house real quick. I'm actually like a minute away. So you guys, the pharmacy's like 1 minute away. So I'll be there in a second. And this is kind of entertaining for people. We're going places, don't you think?
Gregorio.
My daughter's saying she wants to be on the show. Meanwhile, while I'm driving.
Oh.
So she's changing her mind now. I was gonna pass at her. She's like, "If you want, I'll be on the show for you." I'm like, "Okay, here you go." Get a Carolina. Okay, no, she changed her mind.
She chickened out now. How's her English? How's she doing with her English?
Good. Everything's good. Everything's good, man.
Good.
Oh, hold on. She's gonna hold on to the camera. That's what she meant. She's gonna hold on to the camera.
No speeding, Ed. No speeding. Watch where you're going.
We're right around the corner. So
Watch
it's
where you're
the next
going.
light to the right, and we're there.
Watch where you're going, Ed. Hopefully we don't see an accident happening here live.
That would not be a good thing.
Yeah.
Especially if it's filmed. But we don't recommend anybody do this at home. Don't drive and be on live YouTube and Facebook and what are we, Twitter also?
Yeah. We're professionals here, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. We're professionals. You should not do this at home. Please do not do what we're doing right now.
Right.
I'm only a block away, so we'll be good.
Chris Arjun is saying Bale at LA is already burnt out. I have not, to be honest, I haven't really watched many LA games, so I don't know. But
what happened? I noticed. Yeah, he hasn't been playing.
Oh, okay.
So something happened.
Yeah, I don't know.
I haven't been really following because I've been kind of, preoccupied with.
Sure.
Okay, now we're good.
So
there we go.
All right, you're already home. That was quick.
That was quick. Told you. Everybody can get off now.
All right. Well, for everybody that sent in a voicemail, I know there's only 2, but for those of you that took the time, I see One World, One Goal, and Pablo sent in voicemails. For those of you that sent them in, I appreciate it, but unfortunately, I can't play them today. So, just doesn't want to. I don't know if can't call in live either, right? They might be able to. It might be a Google Voice problem that I'm having, but because that's where the phone come from, Google Voice.
Oh.
But don't show the front of your house, Ed.
Oh, okay. I won't show the front. I'll show the back.
It's just not what you should do on the old interwebs.
My sister-in-law saying hello. Right. Let me get my coffee.
Get your coffee.
And set myself up. Yeah. Set myself up over here where it won't be too dark.
All right. All right.
and people will be able to see me. So there we go. We're
So,
trying to get it inside.
so Ed, I think you're with me a little bit. We're tired of the old guys. We'd rather see a younger squad, right? With
Yeah, for
one or
sure,
two
man. That's why I'm
exceptions
okay.
here and there.
I'm okay with Campana. I think there's a
Campana's
lot
young.
of talent.
Campana's young, so
Yeah.
that's the kind of guy we want.
We got what's it called? A lot of kids that are in the academy. I mean, we still got to deal with that penalty, right?
One more year.
With,
one more year. We're still financially hampered for one more year.
Yeah. So that's going to affect us for a little bit. What else? So we even though we can probably get 3 DPs off of it, we're still going to be hurting for other players. You know, as far as the TAM's concerned, TAM counts for the salary cap, right?
It does.
Okay, so we're going to have to get a lot of medium players. You know, journeymen, MLS journeymen probably. Hopefully, we can keep some of the guys that we have that we've been able to work out with. You know, I don't know if we're going to be able to keep Mota. They've done a pretty good job, right? Don't you think, the Brazilians?
Yeah, I think so. So hang on. One World, One Goal said she was trying to call in and she's asking if I could answer. No, it's not ringing. So I mean, I got a problem with Google Voice today. So sorry about that. Yeah. That's that. Hey, look, that's the highs and the lows of doing the show live. You got a million people out there doing podcasts, and those are great and everything, but those are shows that people can edit. With us, you know, it's going to be a little fun, a little entertaining. You never know what's going to happen. We may take you on a drive to the CVS. We may have camera problems. We may have Google Voice problems, but we're gonna have fun.
We went to CVS looking for diapers.
Oh, all right.
We were looking at so that was intense.
Esteban says, Ed always taking the show places.
I'm telling you, it's the sun's going down. So if you guys, it gets a little dark, I might have to go inside.
Well, we'll end the show a little bit early today. Today was a little bit of a nutty show. Chris Arjun is saying Inter Miami's 2 has a lot of young talent that are more than capable and should be given a chance. I don't know about that more than capable thing, because I mean there is definitely a difference between the 2 level and Inter Miami's the MLS level. There's a big difference. Is there talent? Is there talent there? Sure, but are they ready to go? I don't know. But Jose Velasquez agrees. Young players with potential, unless of course Messi comes calling. Agreed. You don't say no to Messi. Messi is you bring him in if nothing else for marketing, but it's he still can play and whatever.
But think about it. Next year, because of the salary cap and the issues that we have, as far as the whole salary cap thing, it could be a building of the team around Messi, because I would imagine they probably sign him up for a few years. So
at least
even if we don't.
But aren't we hearing talk that he's just going to end up going back to Barcelona, finish it off there?
That could be a possibility, but I think it really all depends on what we offer him. If he's going to get a portion of the team, his coming, he would do a lot more good coming to the United States than going back to Barcelona. Barcelona would just be, thank you to everybody in Spain or in Barcelona, and that would be it. He would, sail into the horizon.
Yeah.
But here, he would make a difference. He would be the next Pelé in the NASL, the next Beckham who changed the face of Major League Soccer. This could be the push that Major League Soccer needs to get to that next level.
Oh, they want it for sure. I mean, it would be. I remember seeing at the last game. I'm not sure if you were standing with me and if you saw it as well, but there's some Inter Miami fans that have already put Messi on the back of their jersey. So there's Inter Miami Messi shirts already in the stadium, and he's not even on part of the team yet.
Right. So
imagine how many shirts they would sell. How much all of a sudden Inter Miami or MLS are being spoken about in every newspaper that talks about the sport. I mean, it definitely
it would put Major League Soccer back on the map again.
yeah. It's the same, it's the Beckham impact, right? It's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. And probably be bigger because every other player is going to start wanting to come over here even more than they did before, just because he's the best player in the world. And we might be able to get, some players to enter Miami for a lot less price because they want to play with Messi.
Yeah, but can we get some of the younger ones?
That would be great. But if we can get some of these really good ones for cheaper, even better, Yeah. Beggars can't be choosers, and we're kind of beggars right now.
Yeah, I'd rather be young and dynamic than old and slow. But at the end of the day, I just want to win. And so now we're getting to the end of the season. We've got 3 more games left, and this is what I hate. Is I just want to have a season. Now, of course, we're only a few years into this project, right? But I want to have a season where I'm not looking at the end of the season and saying, okay, if this team wins, if this team loses, if we win, if we do this, we get in the playoffs. Can't we just be already in the playoffs? Can't we clinch a spot early one of these years?
That would be nice.
We seem to always be in this situation of almost making it, almost not making it. We have 3 games, likely to win all 3 games. No, I mean, we're probably not going to win all 3 games. So then we're going to need some help. We're going to need somebody to lose. And I hate that. What's so funny, Ed? What's going on behind you?
Oh, my wife just so you could see, and right behind me. I don't know if you could see her behind me.
Mm-hmm.
No, well, she's watching on her phone. Hopefully, it's not repeating too much.
Jose Velasquez says Messi doesn't need the MLS or the U.S. market for his legacy. It would be for money or ownership potential, a la Beckham. So I think what
he doesn't need it. I kind of agree with that, but the MLS needs it.
MLS needs it, but I think what you were trying to say before is if he wants to take on a project where his name could be forever remembered as the guy that took MLS to that next level. I mean, I think does he want to take on I'm getting motion sickness. My wife's
trying to hold the phone for me, but it's not working.
Does Messi she can't keep you in frame.
Yeah, she can't keep me in frame.
Does Messi want to go down in history in at least in this league as, in the way that Beckham is, right? So Beckham, Beckham's got a statue built. Look, if Messi comes to Miami, we're building him a statue too. So there's no question about it.
For sure. Which I don't know if you mentioned it already. Talk about naming names and statues. The park at the new stadium is going to be called Jorge Mas, which is the Mas brothers, the dad. Yeah. So I think it's deserved. Some people might say like, oh, that's a shoo-in because they're doing the stadium or whatever. But Jorge Mas did do a lot for the South Florida community, especially the Cuban community, the exile community. So it was going to happen anyway. Something was going to be named after him, and thankfully the stadium and everything, that's going to be a legacy for the Jorge Mas family, and I'm kind of happy for that.
Yeah, that's good. It's good. I mean, he's putting in his money. Jorge Mas and Jose Mas putting in their money to get this project going, and their father obviously has had an impact in Miami. In all honesty, I never heard the Mas name before they became partners with Inter Miami, but then again, I don't live in Miami, so
you're Fort Lauderdale, and it was I always heard about it because also I'm Latin, so it was always on TV, and anything that had to do with the exile community, there was the name of Jorge Mas Canosa, the father. Right. I remember from back in the day, so
right.
It's kind of makes sense for me. You wouldn't remember.
No, sorry. Kata says MLS needs to dominate Liga MX more than Messi. Would show growth in participating in Club World Cup or a new Euro champ competition. Yeah, they definitely need to. They have to dominate Liga MX. I mean, they're getting closer, right? Not dominating, but we're
They're
getting
getting,
closer to compete.
and it's funny because we don't have the budgets that they have. They have huge budgets compared to Major League Soccer budgets, and
Right.
yet we're starting to compete with them. We're starting to beat them. With what we have. So this league is growing, and I think if Messi comes, it'll grow even more.
Of course, yeah,
Uh,
and that's the Messi factor. Is it's not even so much that he makes, say, Inter Miami the team that can then take down Liga MX. It's just the fact that he brings in more, people, or his name brings more notoriety to the league, brings more eyeballs on the league, which then generates more money, which then allows them to, hey, look, even if it just brings in more marketing money, that still allows them to raise the salary budget more, which then allows them to bring in more players to then compete with Liga MX.
and get more sponsorship money, which is what the league needs. More TV,
Whatever.
everything.
Yeah. Well, they're good for TV for the next 10 years, but yeah, exactly. Looking even further down the line, because the Messi thing is going to be something that would impact the league for 20 years, maybe, just because his impact, not meaning he's going to play that long, but hopefully a lasting impact.
Right.
Kata is jumping in saying he can't wait for the Andor talk tomorrow. What a show.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that. I already saw the 3 episodes.
I did too. I want to watch them again, actually.
Nice. Yeah. We'll be talking about that tomorrow, 9 p.m. live.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
So
And if you guys are lucky, I might wear the Chewbacca again.
2 weeks in a row?
I don't know. It's still. I watched it just in case.
Oof. You sure? Sure
It's
clean?
washed.
You sure it's clean? I mean,
I might do. Yeah.
all right.
I didn't. It's not like the soccer games, where I have to wear the same shirt because I'm superstitious.
Exactly.
So, which,
All right,
by the way, I watched because we already lost. So
yeah. So the next 3 games, Ed. Friday we're in Toronto. Do you think we can beat Toronto? Toronto obviously has not played well this year, but they did get in the 3 Italians, and they played us well the last time we played them. How are we going to do in Toronto?
We need the points. It is in Toronto. That's going to be a big deal. Hopefully, we'll be able to at least get a tie. I don't know how exactly it looks. Will we still be able to make the playoffs if we tie?
I'm not sure. I think, you see, it breaks down to, and math is not my strength. I'll leave that up to other people, and I'll rip off what they write on the old Twitter or something like that. But leave it to other people to figure out the math as far as who wins, who loses. But obviously, the way to get in is win all 3 games. I think that way we ensure that we're in. But if not, then yeah, it gets more difficult. Then we definitely need some help to get in, because right now we're above the line in 7th place, but Toronto's eliminated, so we obviously need to beat them. That's a game that you look at, you have to win. The Orlando City coming to on a Wednesday night.
Oh man,
that's gonna be.
I might have to call in sick for that one.
I think so, especially when you just look at it like there's only 2 more home games left this year. You've got to be there. You've got to take it.
Yeah, especially that game. It's an important game. We'll see what develops.
The question was asked in the chat if we're making the playoffs. Esteban Mejia saying, as long as we keep pace with Columbus and Cincy, we're in.
We definitely need to win the home games for sure. Hopefully, we can get at least a tie against Toronto, and hopefully we'll be in, man. Because we've got that Orlando game, and what's the last game? Not the weekend.
The last game is a tough one against Montreal. My hope is that Montreal at this point is resting players, because why?
Hopefully.
They're already clinched, so they don't have, they could play their B team, they don't have to win, So and they're not really in the run. They're not in the running for the supporter shield. So why put, unless you just want to play your starters because you want to keep them in game fitness and all that kind of stuff. So I would rest my starters, which then benefits us. And the other thing that benefits us a little bit is Orlando, since winning the U.S. Open Cup, is not doing great. So they not playing well also helps us as well. Jose Velasquez saying we need to win all. That's how we definitely know that we get in. But
win them all, we're good.
But it happens every year to us where we're gonna lose one, and then we're gonna be biting our nails in that last game of the season.
Typical.
And hoping that someone like Cincinnati or Columbus lose. Right?
So,
hoping Columbus lose specifically because they're below us. Cincinnati, believe it or not, remember the days when we used to always say Cincinnati, at least we're not as bad as Cincinnati?
Right.
They're finally getting their act together.
That's true.
Finally getting their act together. Jose Velasquez mentions how nice it would be to have games secured and put away before stoppage time. Toronto game might actually be the toughest of the three left and the most vital to win toward the playoff run. Could be. Away games always tough for Inter Miami, and Toronto has nothing to lose. Throw everything they had them. Impress for your to be on the team next year, right? So that's all they're playing for.
Right. So, well, let's cross our fingers and hope we can get those 3 wins, so we could be coasting at least at the very last game. We'll at least maybe we'll already be in if we win both games.
We could be in a situation where Esteban is mentioning that Orlando plays Columbus on decision day. That could be a situation where we all become Orlando fans for one night.
Boo, Orlando.
But in a situation like that, Orlando's already ahead of you. So whatever, right? We have to worry about the people behind us because we're on that line. So you can't let Columbus win. So that would be a day that you're cheering for the purple, Barney.
For that purple team. Yeah. Barney. Oh man. I hope whatever. I hopefully we won't have to depend on anything and we'll be already in. So
exactly.
I'm kind of I'm kind of happy that we've got Higuain on top of his game. Campana looks like he's on fire as well. We just need Pozuelo not to get a red card or one of our Brazilians also to get a red card. We need our full team so that we can, get results. And everybody needs to be healthy.
Agreed. That if we get any more injuries, it's over. Right? It's over.
Yeah.
Red cards, injuries, same thing. It's over in that situation. So.
Yeah.
Kata's mentioning last 2 games with Ray Hudson, possibly last 2 home games, and then 1 world, 1 goal. No, that's a wrong message. She thinks that Apple people will hire Ray Hudson for the whole league. He is a gem. Who knows?
That'd be great.
Yeah, but as much as I like Ray, I will admit this: his calling of the game this year. I don't know. He's showing his age a little bit. He's not as sharp-witted. It doesn't sound. He's not quite as funny. He's not. I mean, I love him, but I don't know if the league would. There's so many other talented people out there. They're going to want to bring in former MLS players, for example,
right,
to do the color commentary. They're talking about only having 10 commentary teams. To do the league. That's what was talked about originally. So. Does Ray get in there? I don't know. I would love for it.
Well, I'm hoping he does. For old time's sake. I don't agree with you, Peter Brown. I think he's still entertaining.
He's entertaining, but I feel like he's lost a step.
I don't know about that. I think that's just your opinion. You're a hater.
Not with Ray. I'm not a hater of Ray. I've got a Ray Hudson jersey in the closet.
Well, it's the least you could do. Peter, my battery's almost dead.
All right, let's wrap this sucker up, Ed.
In case I lose contact with you. Guys, don't forget to watch us tomorrow on the Nerd Show. Peter Brown and I will talk Star Wars, etc., etc., etc. Anything nerdy.
Yes,
See?
we will do all that tomorrow. Anything you guys want to talk about tomorrow as far as nerd stuff? Tune in 9 p.m. and we'll do that. Hopefully, I'll have whatever technical difficulties I've had today. I'll have them ironed out. So let's wrap this up. Say a big thank you to Caneswear. Everybody needs to go to Caneswear, buy all your Inter Miami gear there. And we'll see you tomorrow. So thanks everybody for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And thanks for joining.
See ya.